This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what I'm talking about is wives don't control sex after marriage. I know y'all think y'all do because you think it's leverage and you think that this is something, a power that you need to have and that you keep after you're married, but you don't. And you keeping that power or trying to after your marriage is why a lot of times the relationships break apart, they fall apart at the seams. So I'm going to show you a video clip. It's only about, maybe it's a minute long, something like that. It's rather short, not very long at all. And I'm just going to show you the clip and then I'm going to come back and cook. Okay. So let me go ahead. Let me share the screen really quickly. You know how it goes. And okay.
I think we need to talk about this comment for a minute because it is something us as wives don't think about or sometimes we don't realize. When our husbands are seeking intimate physical time with us and we constantly are shutting them down, they think that they are not wanted anymore. They also aren't going to want to keep bugging us if we just keep pushing them away and shutting them down. I'm not saying that wives always have to do it, always have to have sex every time their husband wants to. I am not saying that. What I am saying is that if our husbands are craving that time with us, they're craving that intimate physical time that can also create such an emotional bond too, and we keep denying that to them and saying no, or like my video was talking about where this comment came from, we push them to porn or to other things, they are going to feel like we don't care about them, that we don't like them. A lot of times men create emotional intimacy during physical intimacy, and vice versa. Women have to have the emotional intimacy first and then the physical intimacy. But it's just something us as wives can be a little bit more aware about.
Okay. So I can appreciate the effort, but she still had it wrong. She still had it wrong. But we'll get to what she had wrong. Let's talk about what she had right. Listen, y'all don't control sex no more. Talking about when we say no to our husbands, that pushes them away. Yeah. You think? You think that pushes them away? Okay, if every time you asked him for $1, he told you no, 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 then what would you do? What would you think? Every time that you asked him for something, he got a no in his mouth. Every time you came over there for something that you needed, something that was important to you in the relationship, and he always rebuffed you, he always had a no in his mouth, he always had some reason why he couldn't give you the things that you wanted or the thing that you needed in a relationship, you are going to start not being invested in that relationship, because what you're going to start doing is figuring that he don't care about you because he doesn't listen, he doesn't do anything that you want him to do. Like nothing, whether it's reasonable, it could be small, it could be big, whatever it is. It could be something so simple as every time you fed him a plate of food, he said it was nasty. And here you are racking your brain. You going to every different recipe. You done put all kind of seasoning in it. You done cooked it this way and cooked it that way. And no matter how you prepare his food, every time you bring him a plate, he turn his nose up. Yeah, it's that again. And it stink. You know, you gonna stop cooking. You gonna stop cooking because he not appreciating. He not appreciating. You know what I'm saying? He could be eating microwave dinners every day, but he not. So you come through, you cook, you doing all this kind of stuff, and he say no, he don't like it, and all this type of stuff. You're going to stop doing it. This is the same thing with your husband asking for sex. First of all, the asking for sex is a politeness that is being given to you because you are a human being and you are his wife. So he's not just caveman, barbaric, clucking you over upside the head, knocking you out and taking it. He's asking because he cares about you, because he wants your consent. And I don't mean your consent in as opposed to graping. I mean, he wants to know that he's wanted by you. That's what I mean. That's why he's asking. And he shouldn't have to initiate it all the time, neither. See, here's the thing. Yes, you do have to have, this is where she was wrong at. You do have to have sex when your husband asks you for it. Yes, you do, every time. Every time. Because at the wedding is when you vowed that you would do that. At the wedding, you gave yourself, that's why they call it giving you away. Like when your dad used to walk you down the aisle, you know, back when chicks had dads, and he used to walk them down the aisle and he was giving her away. You gave yourself away. If nobody walked you down the aisle, you gave yourself away because you walked down the aisle on your own. Didn't you? When no guns, he had seen no gun and then wasn't no gun in the wedding picture. Okay, so then that means that you voluntarily got up to the altar, wherever you was at, said your vows, and went home with that man. You did that of your own free will. So since you did that of your own free will, there was a part of your free will that you actually gave to your husband. And that's what makes wives bad wives. Because y'all still want to be single while you married. See, you women gatekeep sex when they single. Aha. Women gatekeep sex when they single. You're supposed to be on guard with your sex when there's no husband. When there's a husband, you no longer carry that right. Sorry to break it to you. Y'all think y'all can carry that right and dangle it over his head and use it to manipulate him and manipulate the relationship and get stuff you want and throw a temper tantrum and then he can't get no sex and blah, 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 blah. All you doing is telling him, I don't like you and I don't want you and you should go somewhere else to get your needs met. That's what you're telling him. You're telling him, you married me and I vowed to meet your needs, but I'm not going to do it when I don't feel like it. Just when I don't feel like it. See, people don't like to hear this kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you something. In Islam, a wife can't say no. There are only a very few valid reasons when a wife can actually tell her husband no. And if she's married to a anyway practicing Muslim, he not even going to ask her at them times, no way. When she on her cycle, there's no sex. Okay? If she's sick, there's no sex. Okay? And like now, it's Ramadan. She's fasting. This fast in Ramadan is obligatory. It's not like just a fast she's doing. It's obligatory. He wouldn't ask her for sex no way because he can't have sex either. Because it breaks your fast. So there are only a very few handful of reasons why a wife would have the legit right to tell her husband, I got to pass. You know, I'm low down sick with the flu. I can't perform. I can't perform. I'm down bad. And then a husband is going to understand that. And he's even more understanding of it when those times come along, because any other time it's a yes anyway. And I don't know why y'all playing coy with that anyway. Why did you marry a man that you was not sexually attracted to? What's wrong with y'all? And if you falling out of sexual attraction, that's a two-parter anyway. You need to be making sure you looking good. And if for whatever reason he done fell off looking good, try to softly encourage your husband. Try to encourage your husband. Baby, because you're the one doing the cooking and all of that. Right? So he shouldn't be walking around with a beer belly and a pot belly and a, you know what I'm saying? He 300 pounds. You running around here looking like a, you know what I'm saying, a runway model, and he 300 pounds. That might be on you. Because what? Why you ain't giving him what you eat? If you eating healthy and cooking for the family, he should be doing it too. He should be eating what you cook. Correct? And usually when a man got a woman that look real, real good, he be trying to look good too. He be trying to look good too because he want to look good together. So you should still be sexually attracted to your man. Here's the other part of it. Here's the part that make wives bad wives. When wives try to say no to their husband, always got a no in your mouth. This is a woman that's an extreme red flag. As soon as she starts trying to control sex within the marriage, that is an extreme red flag, because what it really says is that I have not really submitted. I have not given up a portion of my autonomy. And that's what you really do. Because what you're really doing, are you turning yourself over to your husband as well as a certain amount of autonomy. You don't make unilateral decisions anymore. If you want to continue to make unilateral decisions about your own life and you don't want to consult with nobody about it, stay single. Stay single. But when you get married, just like you want him to consult with you about different things that's going to go on, that's going to affect you, you would like for him to say that to you, okay, that's fair. So he's not necessarily, although he's not asking permission to do things, to make moves, he's still considering what you have to say. He's still coming to you and saying, okay, baby, let me talk to you. This is what I'm doing because this affects you. And that's a good leader. He's not just going out making unilateral decisions that you never know about, but yet your life is topsy-turvy because of them. So he's actually doing things and he's considering the predicament and the position of his family when he makes decisions. What you're making decisions for him in a unilateral way when you deny sex. You're making several decisions for him. You're deciding that he can't come connect with you. And that's another thing that she was actually right about. Men create the emotional connection through the physical. And I've talked about this several times. Men's logic filters are on the top and his emotional is at the bottom. He usually has to work from the outside in. He's external first and then he's internal. Women are internal first and then we're external, which is why we got to have a certain amount of attraction internally and an emotional connection, all this kind of stuff before we can really get hot. Sex for us happens up here first. For women, sex happens up here. If we can't even imagine it, it's not about to go down physically. We're not going to be able to get prepared. We're not going to be able to have fun. None of that. He's not going to have fun. Nothing. Nobody's having fun. So we usually get turned on up here and then the body follows. Men get turned on in the body. They get turned on in the body first. Then it happens here. Then it happens here for him. And so when you unilaterally tell him no, and for no good reason, it doesn't matter if you sleepy, wake up. Go in there, take a quick little shower or whatever. This is what you got to do. Because a lot of times that he's reaching out for that connection to relieve stress from him, to connect with you. That's his way of connecting. That's his way of asking you how your day went. Because 9 times out of 10, you probably were stressed out too. And if you were stressed out by the kids, this is the perfect way to relieve it. I don't know what's up with y'all chicks. Y'all get married and then hold out. Now all the men, you passing it out like a hot plate at a soup kitchen all the time while you ain't married. Then you get married. Now you want to be, mindful of when you have sex. Girl, if you don't knock it off. If you don't knock it off, now you're boring with it. 10 years ago, that man another dude had you in college swinging from the rafters, and now all of a sudden, every 5 times you got a headache. I don't know what's wrong. If you physically able-bodied, I don't know why you're not having sex several times a week. I don't understand that. Y'all be breaking stuff down to one time a week. Girl, bye. And then you be trying to figure out why he looking at porn and why he talking to another chick online and why he now suddenly got a wife, a work wife. Yeah. Think back to how many times you calculated on a no when he came up. Tried to come up behind you real spontaneous. I feel like it, girl. Okay, don't feel like it then. Sally Sue feel like it. She sure do. She sure do. Stop saying no to your husband. Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you've not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.